for tuning back into Boss Lady News, and now we're going to have Mark Merren come on to the stage. Mark, you want to come on out here?
Sure.
Hey.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Please have a seat.
Will do. What's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
You're doing a lot.
I'm working, trying to stay busy,
Yeah.
trying to stay positive, and just keep hip-hop alive in the city.
Real hip-hop.
Real hip-hop.
That's one thing I want to discuss with you a little bit later, but first and foremost, where are you from?
I'm from Boston, Mass, born and raised.
Born and
raised in Dorchester, Fields Corner area, between Fields Corner and Common Square.
Word. You ever go to Ashley's on Bowdoin Street?
Of course.
That's my breakfast
spot.
spot.
That's a staple. That's a staple, man. That used to be, the party all night, after party, stay up all night, hit Ashley's at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Word up.
What got you into the music industry? Is this something that you always wanted to do?
Oh, man. I've been in music my whole life, from, just the way I grew up. My father playing the guitar, playing the trumpet, records in the house. But beyond that, I've always been an artist as well. Like, I've always been a writer and been an MC, so that's where it starts for me. The passion for being an artist, and then just realizing that there needed to be a platform for myself and others, just from performing in the city for years, and just realizing there need to be more consistency and just more quality, to it. I think people kind of look at local music scene and kind of, granted, it's good, you want to move on and get your music heard around the world, but it starts where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. And,
your whole city has to be behind
you.
you.
Yeah, exactly. It always starts there. So, that's basically why I started doing Motivate Monday and amongst all the other events I'm a part of as well.
So you do Motivate Monday at church.
Yes.
Now, I did run into an event that turned out you were doing down by the garden.
Yes, that's an event called Quality and Soul. Like, a lot of people have me host. Since I started doing Motivate Mondays, like I said, I'm an MC, but then I started hosting, and then people kind of looked at me as a taste maker, as a host. So a lot of people come ask me to host the event. So, it's a poetry-driven event. It's really dope. It actually just passed this past Wednesday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So look out for Mark on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yep. Wednesdays, I actually also have something that goes on in JP called the Authentic Lounge, which is a little bit of live music. Have a live band that comes out and plays, and then I have DJ Real P and DJ R1. They just spin, it's kind of just a chill out vibe, but we do feature one performer a week.
One performer a week.
Yeah,
That's
yep,
good. That's
yep.
good. Now, I would say, as far as for you, that I think a lot of people look to you for quality music.
Okay.
They believe that whoever Mark might be working with actually has something to speak on.
Okay.
So one thing I've noticed as far as going to Motivate Mondays is this conscious music movement almost that's, I don't want to say is taking over the underground, because underground music has always been about real music and something to talk about.
Yeah.
But mainstream music versus underground, I'd say here in Massachusetts, there's a very conscious music wave that's happening.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in any kind of music, it should have a message. But yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in that. That's what I'm all about. Like, if the music doesn't have a message, or it's not touching somebody in a way that really will affect their life in a positive way, then, I don't really want to be a part of it. But, there's a balance, what I'm saying? I think there's fun music, and, I support all artists, if you're pursuing your dream and you have a passion for it, that's what I support. But if you're just doing it because it's a fad, or you think, you can make money off of it, so you're just trying to do it, then I don't support that, So, but yeah, I mean, generally, it's like iron sharpens iron, like people that respect me as an MC, want to work with me, and vice versa. So I think there's definitely a lot of talented cats and definitely a lot of positive MCs in Boston, and that's who I like to work with.
Yeah. So I do have some footage from the last Motivate Monday.
Word.
And
Which
I'm
one?
gonna
the very last one?
the very last
Okay.
one. So I'm gonna run a little bit of it because I had to edit some of it out.
Okay.
But before we cut to that, I want to make sure I get this out there. How can people easily get in touch with you?
In terms of performing at Church Boston, we didn't really get into promoting the event. Really, it's every single Monday night. It's called Motivate Monday. It's at Church Boston in the Fenway area, 69 Kilmarnock Street. There's free parking in the back, which is good for Boston. You know, a lot of spots don't have parking. But yeah, it's every Monday night, live hip hop, live soul. If you want to reach me about performing, you can reach me at motivateboston@gmail.com. Send your music, send your information, and we'll make it happen. And I'm also on all the social networking, MarkMerren. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook. Just Google
But your
my name
Instagram is different. I
Yeah,
tried
the
to find
Instagram-
you and I couldn't.
Yeah,
so
you know,
what's the Instagram?
The name of my company is Authentic Lifestyle. So on Instagram, my name is Authentic Merren. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Instagram, I like to have fun, and you know, so I remove my government off that one. But yeah, you know, it's all love. You can reach me all those ways, but definitely motivateboston@gmail.com is the best way to reach me in terms of booking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I always ask people, especially in the music industry, this particular question. What's a song that's on your playlist that people would not expect?
Wow.
Yeah.
That people would not.
Would not expect.
I don't know. I'm an old soul, so off the top of my head, what I'm thinking right now is Breezin', George Benson.
Ooh.
Like I feel like if you don't like that song, there's something wrong with you, man. It's just
Okay.
good energy, makes you feel good. So I like to listen to a lot of old stuff. Like I don't listen to and not necessarily hip hop. Like I like to listen to a lot of old soul stuff. So
Nice.
and definitely a lot of old reggae stuff too. Yeah.
I like that. I like knowing that people have that diversity on their music list,
yeah.
because if you only got one thing on your music list and that's what's playing right now,
Yeah.
then you're not into real
Yeah,
music.
and you're not inspired. You know, it's
Yeah.
like music is like what gets me through life. you
Music
know?
drives you.
Yeah, it was what gets you through the day. You know what I'm saying? So my influence comes from a lot of different places.
Okay. Well, we're going to cut to a brief PSA, and I'm going to make sure you guys get a chance to see some of that Motivate Monday that happens at church.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
We they 12 here for welfare house. They got 'em. Uncle Tommy coming out of prison on the mission. Supply guns to Zion coming out of prison. New hey, slavery. We used to pick it, now we chasing. Money is made of cotton. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah. Make some noise for Girl Body Play. We doing it for real. Come on. In the building. Yeah. Say hello to Mr. Recess, the aftermath, the backup. So we eat next, cause we just might end it all up the deep next. These dark nights got us close to jumping off the heat flight, trying to do it right, like 3 left around the block. My mother's planning grocery shopping around the block, and back on so the kids run around a lot. In the cereal album, couldn't have it when they found a box. Now ain't that a slap in the face? Maybe that's why we found our own way of slapping the face. Look, we just a product of the slow jams. Out of like Nino's, chasing after low cans with no hands. Just a punch. Yes, sir. Shout out to A-Dot. Let me get my man A-Dot on stage for this. Let's get it. Shout out to the slums. Let's get it. See. I done came up. Forever. Bang. Let's stop. On the corner. With a bucket. Shake. Jump. Let's go. I done came up on the hill on the avenues, bang. Big and hanging out the left side pocket just to represent the gang. Busted outside in a corner store with a bucket full of shade. For the love, for the Nazis, in the shades for the flame. He don't know, but he just another slave. Outlaw. Let me guess, ain't nobody real, who forgets you? Don't nobody care about you. When you die, we gon' make rest in peace just to talk about everything relevant to you. For a couple of months and then carry on. Is that worth your life? To be part of every conversation every time another year goes by. The face on the iron on shirt so fly. Fading like the memory of your everyday action. For the guns and the pistol we pass it. For peace sakes when we play for the Mavericks, play for the cast, lay for the casket. Or get caught by the cops and get locked up in a box with celebrate, try to prove better way. Well, at least you got answers, huh? How about all the above? In other words, you get locked in your time, they come back on the block, you get shot when you're done. I guess you did it all for the love. Maybe you did it all for the cake. Maybe so you got all of your crust. Trying to make a living till you die. Child in just love, we just pray to the Father above like, dear Lord, tell me what you see. Moving on the right, gotta throw it on the beat. Swallowing the high, gotta hum it up. I didn't give a fuck who all he ever do is bang. Left side, fucking just to represent the gang. But he just another slave. Hell no, tell me where you from. Tell me where you got that gun. Don't you got a son? He don't know where's Bucks at, huh? He just another child in slums. They gotta make it out in slums. To live by the gun and you die by the gun, huh? Let me guess, you thinking you big Meech? Feeling like Larry Hoover? Doing all this done well. Why did I grab this Hoover? Clean you up before they eat you up and take it to a whole nother level. The irony and all of this is that I'm doing God's work. With a dirty devil on. You be on the block, moving on the rocks of the year. Stashing your song, got a couple knots, put it in. Got a couple blocks, got them knots. Run a train, run up on the marks, bust a couple shots. Gang banging with the homies. Grab flag gang and you was going to rock. Arms bare like Smokey, grabbed them 4 bars and let the force bomb like back. Put them at the red light, with a 2. All for the red, white, and the blue. You left with a red stripe, like the blue. You feeling for the red, right? That's cool. Then they got you on the next night with a 2. Then it's murder, she wrote. All you wanted was the money and the power. Got you leaking for the shouts, for the teaking, for the weekend. Till the plan to wake up in an hour. Till the plan to wake up in an hour. Plan to wake up in an hour. Screaming out, dear Lord, tell them what you see. Moving on the way, got them throwing at the piece.
I wanted to talk to Mark really quick about the artistry, you being an artist. Tell me more about that, because I haven't seen you perform.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen you perform.
Wow, so that means I need to get on my job, that I can perform more.
I don't go out much.
Yeah, it's a balance, you know, and that's where it starts for me. Like, I've been performing for years. I started out as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started actively pursuing music, like, when I was, like, 12 years old.
Okay.
You know, took a break for a while. You know, life gets in the way. You know, I went to college for a little bit,
Nice.
dropped out, started working, and, you know, just living my life. And around 2007, I would say, is when I got back into it seriously. And I started working with a group called Agari Crew,
Okay.
which is a collective of musicians and graphic artists, designers. But as a hip hop group, you know, we basically pulled in talent from everywhere. But we're based out of Boston and half based out of Japan.
Oh, wow.
So
I like that
yeah,
mix.
yeah, through some Berkeley cats. Shout out to Berkeley College of Music, where I'm cool with a lot of folks and got a lot of good friends over there. But yeah, I started working with Agari Crew by chance, by some folks that we had mutual friends, and that's what kind of got my bearings back in terms of getting back into music.
Oh.
And,
Where can people hear some of your music?
right now, you can find me on Bandcamp. I got my project, my debut project, Motivate, which is where Motivate Monday started from. Like, Motivate Monday actually started as my album release. It was on a Monday. The name of my album was Motivate, and it just made sense.
Okay.
So that's where it started, and it transcended into what it is now. But yeah, you can go to Bandcamp, markmerren.bandcamp.com, and Motivate is there. And then also you can go to agaricrew.com and download that project, because that's kind of where it all started for me in terms of getting myself back into the music scene.
The music scene?
Yeah.
So if you had the opportunity to collaborate with anybody out there, who would it be?
What, out right now?
Yes. Well, anybody.
Just anybody?
Anybody.
It would have to be the late great Jay Dilla. Like, and you know, I'm sure he still got beats out there.
There's
I'll
some tracks
probably
hidden.
talk to moms, man. Talk to Ma Dukes and make it happen. But that's definitely, he was one of my greatest inspirations as a producer, because I do make beats as well. So as a beat maker, he was always one. He made me look at music completely different.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's one of my greatest inspirations to this day.
Say his name again.
His name is Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla.
Yep, Jay Dilla, James Yancey, aka Jay Dilla,
Gotcha.
from Detroit. A lot of people are familiar with Slum Village. Of course, you're familiar with Tribe Called Quest. So,
Tribe Called Quest.
So you know
there we go.
So he produced a lot of their records from even the early days. The him and Q-Tip were a collective as producers. So
that sounds
yeah,
good.
super talented producer.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on to Boss Lady News.
Thank you for having me.
Finally.
Thank you for having me. I know it's
And
been a long time.
I want to follow up with you later on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You got to come back to Motivate Monday.
I'm going to come out and record. We're going to get all the kids out there and record too.
Word up.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Shout out to Boston, man. Make sure y'all support Boss Lady News, and this is dope.
That's all. Okay, so we're going to cut to a brief PSA, and next I've got Paul Dennis from Dreamstar Studios
Pills.
coming on. Yeah, Pillsbury, and we'll be right back.